Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. This is Genchomoto and in today's video we're in the MK7 Fiesta. The problem that I'm currently having is a airbag light on the dashboard. That can be caused by a few things. Usually it is the seats on the bottom. If you've cleaned the car you could have moved the cables around, or it can be the actual clock spring on the steering wheel. You're going to need a diagnostic and a basic set of tools. But if you don't have one, there is also a way that I can basically show you how to identify which one it is. So let me first show you what the issue is instead. So this is the airbag light that we're talking about. Basically, when we start the vehicle, airbag light comes on. With this in mind, if you plug in your diagnostic tool, it will tell you exactly what it is. I have got one luckily, so my diagnostic tool, it says, let me just quickly find it on the phone, it says B0001, and that is driver frontal stage 1 deployment control, which means it's going to be the clock spring of the steering wheel. If you don't have a diagnostic, on the other hand, the way you can see if that is your case as well would be with just simply press the horn, press the buttons over here. If none of these are working, it is most likely your spring. The good news is it is fairly cheap and fairly easy to do so. Your clock spring is about 20 to 25 quid. I have seen these break in terms of the clips on the steering wheel. So if you end up breaking the clip on the airbag, you're going to need an airbag as well. And that is going to be another 20 quid. So altogether, worst case, now you're paying 40 quid to get that problem solved. First things first, when you're going to be working with electrical faults in the car, it's going to be to disconnect the battery. And we're going to move back to the interior of the vehicle. So next thing on the list is going to be to remove the airbag first. The way you do it, you've got a little line over here, which you will need to put your screwdriver in. And you want to press it inside until you feel like you're pushing a spring, and then just pull out to one side. There you go. You will feel when it comes out, and then on the other side of the steering wheel it is exactly the same. Bear in mind there is a hole over here, and that hole is actually for the trim piece of the steering wheel, so you don't want to touch that one at all. There we go. It only took a couple of minutes of jiggling around. So you have now two cables on the airbag, which we want to disconnect. That's one. That's two. There we go. And that's the airbag piece itself. So what you're trying to press with the screwdriver is that spring over here. So usually it pushes in to release these clips. There's three altogether. So you just push it in and that releases it. And just to show you, obviously from here, we push it in, screwdriver comes right over here. So now obviously make sure that your steering wheel is locked. We're going to remove that cable here, as well as obviously the bolt for the actual steering wheel. So that one you just push out, that comes in just like that. There's one cable for the buttons. Don't worry, there's no way how you can obviously mess this thing up, and we'll leave that to the side. And now we're going to use I think here's a socket 24, but we're about to find out now. So it is a socket 24. I'm going to use a small extension and a ratchet. Obviously you're going to want to remember the reason why you want to lock the wheel is because you want to put it in the right position when you're reinstalling it. So now, simple as that, we've just removed it, and this 9 out of 10 is the issue. What needs to happen is we've got 2 bolts over here that we need to remove, so that can fall off, and that way we can actually remove the clock spring itself. The best way to find out if the clock spring is faulty is once you get to that stage, if you start hearing a clicking and ticking noise, it is most likely faulty. For these 2 over here, we're going to need a star T25. You don't need to remove the whole piece, because you can just remove this section over here. So now there is a pin on this side, there's a pin on this side, and there's a pin on this side as well that needs to obviously come off. With this in mind, there is a plug over here that we have to also disconnect. So we're going to start by disconnecting that pin. Oh, I just broke this. There we go. So now that's off, and we're going to use our flathead screwdriver again to remove these 2 pins on this side and on this side. And this is our clock spring out of the way. So for the sake of this video, I think I'm just going to open it up so we can see what it is inside. Okay, well, I'm not going to be able to open it. So now we are going to take our new second-hand clock spring and reinstall it back. By the way, these airbag pins are very flimsy, so be really careful when you're taking it out of the wheel and then when you're putting it back in the wheel. Right, and that's how it should be looking at the end. So all we have to do is place it back where it needs to be. So that needs to land just as it is. And just to let you know, there's no way how you can get this wrong. So you've got obviously a gap over here and a gap over here. Once you place it, boom, it ends up on the gaps. We'll then now push in, make sure it clips properly, clip on each side, and now we're gonna reinstall the clip on this side and reinstall the steering wheel. Okay, so that's now on. What we're going to do is we're going to connect the battery and we'll see if the issue has disappeared. It should automatically go off, that airbag light, but you may need a diagnostic. So let's quickly find out. The radio. Okay, horns working, buttons are working. Start the car. And there is absolutely no lights at all. So it's all done now, guys, and this is how you fix your issue. If you like this video, please like, share, subscribe, and if you've got something that you may want to ask, comment down below, and I'll see you in the next one.